I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Merry Christmas, folks. 5 days before Christmas. I didn't get that set before I got broadcasting here. Oh, now there's no sound. No, I didn't switch it off. It was lit. All right, yeah. So, yeah, wow. Thank you for that. Don't know what's going on here. Still waiting for the stupid phone to reboot. System updated. News breaking all over the place, folks. It reports that Kolisi will turn to the Stormers from the Sharks. Also, Cyril Ramaphosa has fully implemented the Bela bill into law, completely disregarding civil society, likely leading to a legal challenge, the effort to destroy Afrikaans and wipe out the white minority who speak Afrikaans in South Africa, as well as imprison parents for not sending their kids to school. And then the budget showdown in America, the Republicans have brought forward a Plan C to get a new budget, and it's also dead on arrival. So, a looming government shutdown in America. That's not exactly bad news. Anyway. Yep. All right. Welcome back, folks. Let's see who's in the chat and say hello to everybody. And we'll get to the Advents calendar. We'll talk about all this news. And my apologies for the late broadcast. I was over 30 minutes late today, but I did schedule for 11:30. So for those who are looking for the news normally at 7 p.m. South Africa, or 6 p.m. South Africa time, excuse me, my apologies for being tardy. And thank you all for being here now. I do appreciate it. So, yeah, looks like my phone is finally rebooted. Piece of crap, not the phone, the freaking operating system. Okay, that's the password. Open up. There you go. Okay, the phone is starting. There we go. Taking a little bit of time. All right. Yeah. Hello. Ants here first. Yes, indeed you were. Chris Sten, Val Cooper, Monray Siebertson from Cape Town. George in from Cape Town. Charles Van Alton, the voice of reason, in from Amanzimtoti on the east coast of South Africa. Eric is here. Looks like everybody at the outset was coming from South Africa. And let's see who shows up after the program began. Teresa's here. Hakan Engman in from the Netherlands. Finally. Yeah, it's not Streamlabs. It's Crap Labs. Yep. And someone outside South Africa. There's Meerkat's back. Teeny, hello, Needy. Good to see you again. Debbie says, welcome to the weekend before Christmas. Yeah, it's the last of the 50s. I'm going to turn 59 again. Software update is done. Phone has been updated. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. By the way, I received a very generous, or kind, not generous, but kind Christmas card in the mail yesterday from one of my neighbors who is a conservative. And he sent me this Christmas card. It says, Merry Christmas, America, and Happy Holidays. The Merry Christmas, of course, is for the counties that Trump dominated across America. And so Merry Christmas for those of us who aren't woke-tards. And Happy Holidays is the phrase that the woke-tards love to use to replace Christmas, to diminish the role of Christ in the holiday. And so the blue is where the lunatic leftists won the majority under Kamala Harris. So isn't that a cool Christmas card? One of the best I've ever got. That's pretty cool. Every county in Alaska seems to have gone for Donald Trump. Much of Maine went for Donald Trump. Look at that. Almost the entire state of Maine for Trump. But then Vermont, New Hampshire, that went, I guess, the direction of Kamala Harris. Anyway, that's a pretty cool Christmas card. I thought I'd show that to you. That's nice of my neighbor to send it to me. Right, dropping the buckets here. Tony Nage is in from the oil sands of Alberta. Neville Purden, welcome to you. And who else we got in here? Whoa, that just jumped quite a ways there. PT Brits, welcome to you. Says the sound is good. Ronald van der Spoel. It's going on. Good to see you again. How's Bloemfontein? Allison Johnson. Hello. Chris Bodenhorst. Welcome back. Wow, a lot of people haven't chatted for a while in here. Bela was going to be implemented without any further discussion. GNU counterparts are simply rubber stamps for the ANC. 100% correct. In fact, that's some of the criticism I leveled against the Democratic Alliance in my video, which is just published a few moments ago. So please watch that when you're done here, that video. Jose says, it looks like Kevin Bloody Wilson brought out a Christmas song for... Okay. All right, and Alan Coates is here. I think I've caught everybody there. Welcome. Is Anne-Marie Nell here? I didn't see Anne-Marie. Where is Anne-Marie? There's Anne-Marie. Where is Anne-Marie? Oh, you've been busy. What have you been doing there? I haven't seen you in a while in the chat, Anne-Marie. Well, anyway, welcome back, folks. Let's get to the Advent calendar, and then we'll get into the Bela bill. We'll get into Sia Kolisi coming to Cape Town. Wow. We don't know if that's true. That's certainly what News 24 wants us to believe. Today is the 20th of December, and I'm looking for 20. There it is over here. So this Hello Kitty calendar, I'll be glad when it's gone because it's been kind of lame. But I thought it's something to try for a lark. A tiny little Christmas tree again. Yeah. By the way, last night, folks, I went to the discount warehouse. You know, we have Sam's Club and we have Costco and we have BJ's for Berkeley Jensen, not for the other thing you think a BJ is. Berkeley Jensen is the name of the company, not the other thing you might think it is. Those of you pervs out there thinking when I say BJ, I'm going to go to BJ's. You can get that out of your mind. You dirty birds. No, Berkeley Jensen. And I looked to see if they had things marked down for, Christmas stuff they're trying to get rid of. And they did. They had a $500 Christmas tree for $125, $124. So guess what? I bought another Christmas tree yesterday. Could be like those Germans that have Christmas trees in every room of my house. Oh, my goodness. Your husband is so demanding. I suspect that's the case there, Anne-Marie. Yeah, tell your husband to back off. This is our time. This is our time, Anne-Marie. You tell your husband to be patient. He can wait his turn. It's our time. Damn it. Damn it, Anne-Marie. You're one of my oldest viewers. You must be here. So says De Leuve. There it is. De Leuve van de West-Transvaal. That's Koos de la Rey from Aldi, yes. You tell him it's our time. I was here first before you married him. All right. The 20th of... There it is, down here in the corner. 20th of December on the Lidl. And this one is... What the heck is that? Oh, it's an elf. Just a little elf. He looks kind of creepy looking there. It's hard to tell he's an elf, but that's actually an elf. All right, that's there. All right. And I'd like to pipe in some pine scent to my house so it smells like Christmas. What the heck? A piece of paper stuck on there. Today's the 20th. We're running out of days on this calendar. Roulette tour. Get our tea out of there. Okay. All right, Anne-Marie went silent. Either I chased her away or she's laughing right now about her husband. I was here first. Okay. All right, what do we get? We got sugared pear black tea. Good God, they come up with the most god-awful combinations. Look at this. Ugh. Sugared pear black tea. Ugh. Man, but at least I have a very colorful little bin that I have all of these tea bags in. And Ray says, oh, yes, you are, right? Subscriber before wife. That's correct. That's correct. I remember when you got married. Damn it. You tell him to be patient. Stop interrupting our time. You see, I figure it's our time. We're here together. I see on the Durban crime page of Facebook, and it's never endless. Oh, yeah. Did you see the people on the beach in Durban? Oh, dear God. It's insane. That's what got that lady, Penny Sparrow, in trouble for the comment she made. Ooh, she got in trouble. But, I mean, the beaches of Durban are just packed. Virtually devoid of white folks. White folks don't go to the beaches in Durban anymore. Almost no white Americans. Just no white Americans. Almost no white South Africans on the beaches of Durban. Far contrast to what the beaches looked like in 1990. Well, Erica says, I like the smell of a real Christmas tree. Yep. DA test for 2025 load. Let's see how quick they fold. Exactly, Arctic. Challenge extended. Will the DA accept the challenge of the Bela bill? Probably not. They will sit back, comfy in their luxurious, opulent ministerial positions and just, let Helen Zilla say something silly every now and then. But otherwise, they'll just take the money and they'll rake it in and they'll be happy with their piddly little ministries like agriculture and, infrastructure and none of the security cluster. And they'll just be, testicle-free political party in the Government National Union. They will not buck this trend. If they do, I'll be absolutely shocked. All right, here's the message for John Steenhuisen. It's time for your party to shit or get off the pot. Oops, did I say that out loud? Ooh, those are bad words. Make sure the kids are in bed. All right, yeah, it's time for the DA to prove that they actually care about South Africans or they just want craven political power. What do you think? What will the DA do? Will the DA stand up against Bela? Okay, will... Okay, put in here. Boy, the typos in my writing are really getting bad here. Oh, the audience is growing. That's pretty cool. All right, here you go, folks. There's a poll. Your chance to vote in the poll. No, the DA will not. Okay. Give the tea to your visitors. Meerkat, I don't have visitors. Nobody's welcome here. Nobody comes to my home. I'm not loved. I don't have viewers. They're fans, people to come here. Actually, that's not true. It's not true. One of my viewers, who isn't in here very often, somebody that I attended language school with in the military, a former Navy enlisted person who is from Pennsylvania and discovered my channel before YouTube was hiding it. Top Secrets, you might recognize the username Top Secrets. Top Secrets was in language school with me as a young man, and I was a captain at the time. I guess I was kind of young too, younger. And we attended language school in Monterey together, and one day he rocked up on my door. Very clever fellow. No, they won't. They know Julius Malema and Lucifer will put them in a no-power position. He appears to be captured by the ANC, says Sloth Puppy. Disappointing actions. Oh! Val Cooper has renamed the Democratic Alliance to Disappointing Actions. That's pretty good. I like that. I like it. 88 people currently here. Oh, and Alan, your comment was blocked, Alan, but I'm going to free it from jail. YouTube blocked your comment, I guess, because you said lapdog. Anyway, very suspicious of these legislations the government shoved through just before Christmas. The DA only cares about Israel, Ukraine, and gay folks. Okay. Leah Menard, welcome to you. Leah, how's it going? Police having any luck with your case, I wonder? All right. What else we got here? Nothing more than the ANC lapdog. Yeah, no, I agree 100%. They made a huge mistake with their GNU, not going into the GNU, but going to GNU with all these things called GNU. If it had just been a coalition, ANC and DA, it would have been much better for the DA and had they actually negotiated for genuine political power instead of just taking little, things that are broken that the ANC wants fixed so they can take credit for while retaining real power of the police, foreign affairs, treasury, all these things. Yep, finance. Yep, that's what they held on to. Malema and Lucifer are dancing the tango. Oh, are they? Where are they doing? At the Copacabana. It's the hottest spot north of Havana. That's what Barry Manilow once told me. I'm just saying. Anyway, folks, breaking news out of South Africa where the president has said, and it said that today we are fully implementing the abomination known, he didn't call it abomination, I did, abomination known as Bela, the Basic Educational Laws Amendment Act, meant to extinguish Afrikaans as a culture and a language. That's exactly what the purpose of it is. And it is just another racist, commie piece of legislation that will undermine South Africa. Guarantee you this will lead to a cultural war, a major cultural war. There's no question about it, folks. No question about it. Breaking news. Cyril Ramaphosa proclaims immediate implementation of the Bela Act without any changes. He paid lip service to civil society, pretending he was actually listening to them, just like with every other piece of legislation, like expropriation without compensation. Despite 99% of the people opposing it, they went ahead with it anyway. President Ramaphosa is to sign a proclamation today, which he's already done, to bring the idiotic Basic Education Laws Amendment Act into immediate effect. This despite strong opposition expressed previously by the DA, who will now fold like a cheap suit. Opposition has been based on the erosion of powers of school governing bodies over admission and language policy. I have instructed the Minister of Basic Education, Siviwe Garuba, to see the full implementation of the act. Well, there you go. Making news all over the place. Cyril Ramaphosa, the Ramaphoser. Amazing timing, Buffalo Nose. Shows what lily-livered politicians we have across the globe for that matter. Agreed. DA should pull out immediately and let ANCFF run the MK for 3 years. Yeah, let them run it in the ground arc, and then people will come over. Exactly. First Afrikaans school they try to steal and fill with English learners, all hell will break loose. Exactly, Arctic. This is going to lead to massive violent action by the EFF, protesting outside Afrikaans median schools as the schools refuse to kowtow to this. This will lead to criminal charges against educators, administrators in Afrikaans schools. This will lead to all sorts of intentional efforts to divide South Africans based on race. When it isn't a race issue, it's a language issue. They're going to use language to divide people on race. That's the purposes. Support slavery, in other words. Apart from the language, it also gave government complete say over who gets taught and what is not allowed. Correct? It destroys the independence of governing school bodies. It centralizes education. And we all know how well that's gone. I mean, why not give the African National Congress complete control of education? I mean, it's gone so well. Let's see. You need 30%, 30%, 30%, and, 40% in your first language. And then you're considered a passing matriculant. Yeah, that's right. Exit from high school to qualify for university, only 30%. So, Dumisa, Cyril, Johan, 5 plus 5 times 5 equals, Miss, that is 132. 73. I don't know. Yeah, that's what you get. It's gone so well. More illiterate, uneducated South Africans today than ever before. 3 times as many black South Africans living in abject poverty as ever in the history of South Africa. No electricity, no roads, no rails, no hope, no vaccines, no money. Oh, it's gone so well. Let's give the ANC yet more control over a sector they've already cocked up. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong with that? Garube should just follow Angie and do screw all for 3 years. Well, she did quite a bit, actually. She did quite a bit to undermine education. Angie Motshekga. Yeah, wow. Yeah, a doorknob would have been a better minister than Angie Motshekga. What a clueless clown she is. Well, ladies and gentlemen, potentially brighter news for the mother city of Cape Town, where News 24 reports today that Siya Kolisi, the loose forward and sometimes number 8, may be coming back to the Stormers. Say it ain't so. The man who cut his teeth in Cape Town, who built his reputation, became a Springbok and Springbok captain based on his performance with 118 matches with the Stormers and another 34 with Western Province. Siya Kolisi, who left Cape Town, traitor, and went to Durban and played for the Sharks, and then left Durban and went to France, where he played for an unhappy owner and apparently got chubby, then got thin, then was no use whatsoever. And they dumped him after 18 tests and sent him back to the Sharks, who paid a hefty fee for transfer to bring him to the Sharks, 18 million rand. And now he wants to go home to Cape Town because he misses his kiddies. Yes, that's right. Siya divorced his wife. The wife that the Independent Line is absolutely in love with. Every other day there's an article. Siya, Rachel Kolisi, Rachel Kolisi, Rachel Kolisi. Who cares about Rachel Kolisi? We don't care. Report the news, toilet paper of record. Something newsworthy. They don't even cover the story. Only, apparently, it's an exclusive for News 24. Siya Kolisi coming back to the mother city. Is it true? Will it happen? I don't know. Do you know? Springbok captain Siya Kolisi's divorce has unintended complications and consequences in his deal with the Sharks. Because his kids have moved back to Cape Town, Kolisi now wants to move to the Stormers so he can be in the same city as them. The catch is whether the Sharks, having just paid 18 million rand to get him to come back to South Africa, will let him go. We shall see. Because the Stormers sure don't have 18 million rand. The company's bankrupt. The Western Province Rugby Union is bankrupt. It's in receivership. Yep. Well, preventable diseases are rampant in South Africa. Why? Because the ANC runs the country. That's right. Diseases, childhood diseases should never occur. Why? Because we have the MMR vaccine. We don't need German measles. We don't need measles. We don't need rubella. Why? We can eliminate it completely, as we've done in America, except for the criminal alien invaders who brought the scourge back to our shores. And the lunatic Hollywood actors like, oh, don't get my kids going. Autism. Well, South Africa is now seeing a surge of these cases. Ladies and gentlemen, at least 10,000 cases of German measles in Gauteng and the Western Cape. The rubella outbreak, which surged to more than 10,000 cases at the end of November, was caused partly by lack of vaccination among children born in the past 5 years. The highest recorded number of cases of the viral infection known as German measles was in Gauteng and the Western Cape, where more than 90% of the total were children under the age of 15. Let's see, what's happened in the past 5 years that might keep children from getting their childhood vaccinations? I don't know, anything happened? Oh, that's right, the COVID scam. Yes, we locked all our kids at home. We turned them into social deviants and pariahs who are not well adjusted in acting with other human beings. And many, of course, will be psychopaths when they come of age, shooting, murdering, raping, having no concern for other human beings, no empathy, because they grew up in isolation. They also grew up without their childhood vaccinations. Thank you, Cyril Ramaphosa. Thank you, Joseph Biden. Thank you, all you clowns around the world. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. What's going on in the chat over here? What's going on in the poll? 54 people voted poll. We got 92 people currently here. Well, there's a panic. It's fake condoms. Fake condoms at Gauteng. Wow. What a tragedy. You know things are bad when your biggest concern is buying condoms. You know? You might have a problem. I'm just saying, you might have a problem if your biggest concern of the day is buying condoms. Of course, most people want free condoms from the American taxpayer, and we provide them. Like a bunch of idiots, we give you condoms so you can stick your wick in and dip it and dip it. Dip it good. Oh, yeah. Salt and pepper. Dip it good, yeah. Yeah. Actually, Devo, whip it good. When a problem comes along, you must whip it. Whip it! Whip it good! Yes, but apparently condoms are the biggest problem in Gauteng, yes. Some Gauteng residents have been living in fear after using what they thought were counterfeit condoms sold at spaza shops. Once again, those evil spaza shops, yet another unregulated product on the shelves. It's not enough that illegal spaza shops poison your children. Now they poison your pecker. They're poisoning your pecker now. Good Lord. The Independent Online, the toilet paper of record, has been conducting an investigation. Oh, there you go. The Independent Online, busy now, not destroying the character of innocent Ronaldo Cruz or Roman Cabernac, is busy investigating a condom crisis. I'm sorry. Can we get a hard-hitting story about the Zamazamas in Stillfontein, perhaps? Maybe a hard-hitting story about rubella outbreaks. But no. This is all about condoms. Yes, the IOL has been conducting an intensive investigation into the authenticity of numerous packs of Trust condoms. Oh, talk about irony. Trust under the studded. Studded. Ooh, they're rippled. Get the rippled condoms. Yes, it's a pecker investigation, which has the sky blue packaging. In Sunnyside, some residents noticed conspicuous discrepancies on the packaging of the Trust condoms and panic after realizing that the quality seemed to be compromised on the other packaging. After engaging in sexual intercourse, only after they stuck their pecker in did they worry about it, using what he believed to be a legitimate pack of condoms bought at a spaza shop along Wright Street in Sunnyside. Now, he gave his name, Desmond Pofu. Oh, it's not his real name. They made it up. Struggled to brush off the worry on his mind. He noticed the difference in color from the clear color he was used to. I use these condoms every day. Yes, for gender-based violence, and they look to be a different color today, so I'm a little bit concerned about what happened. Yes, I'm a single man and a father of 4 children by 9 women. That's at 30% math. 4 children by 9 women. Yeah, anyway, worry ate at me, but I could not show the woman I was with because that would instill panic in her, and she wouldn't let me dip my wick. She wouldn't let me put my wick in. Yeah. I later bought another pack from the same shop and realized that the packaging was not in line with what I know. The color was off. But I still got some. Because, it's Chicago. I like to be frank and earnest. In Chicago, I'm frank. In New York, I'm earnest. I panicked and did an HIV test. Oh, my goodness. But the healthcare workers told me I still need to do another test. Oh, my goodness. Who's going to pay for that? Hey, where's the Americans? Pay for my HIV test. That's right. Pay for my HIV test. That's right. Yeah, the condoms are the same studded variety Trust condoms that are being sold at pharmacies and other legitimate outlets are different from what we've been buying at the spaza shops. Maybe I need to get them free condoms from the Americans. Yeah, them studded condoms, them extra large, XXX, that's right. You can wrap them around sideways. Yes, that's right. Flavored condoms, yeah, there you go. Oh, my goodness. What's going on over here in the chat? Okay. Neville says, what's realized is that whites are not a small percentage of Afrikaans speakers. Untrue. Incorrect. Let me fix that. South Africa has upwards of 13 million Afrikaans speakers, first language. Of that, 2.8 million are white. So that is about 22%, roughly. That's some of that matrix math there. Yeah, so about 22% of the Afrikaans speakers. So it's not a small percentage. 6% will be a small percentage. A significant segment of the Afrikaans speaking community is white. There are also a number of first language black South Africans who speak Afrikaans. I've covered this story many, many times and given the stats over and over again, as well as, of course, the largest segment of South Africa's country population that speaks Afrikaans, which is colored. Yep. So where is cultural diversity and self-determination now? Well, it's in the Constitution, but they'll conveniently ignore it. Did you see the new stats? Only 2% pay personal tax and South. I did not see that, Monterey, but it doesn't surprise me. I'm surprised the figure's as high as 2%. Yeah, what is not realized? Okay. They can speak Brockenfell. We have to draw the line in the sand. If our kids can't get Afrikaans high standard schooling, guess what? We leave. Yep, and that's what they want. That's what they want. They don't want you there. They don't want you there. Thought it was 3%. Okay. Yeah, okay. Went from Stormers to KZN to Sharks and back. Yeah, he is a fickle man, no doubt about it. Well, what happened is that he thought he'd get big money in Durban, and he got better money, and he betrayed the Stormers. And then he saw a big payday in France because they were willing to pay a ton of money just to get the name after having a World Cup winner. And so France paid him, and he got up there, and he didn't like France. So I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to live in France. France is nice to visit, but living there? Oh, no, sorry. Doesn't do it for me. Non, c'est pas quelque chose pour moi. Je ne peux pas, je ne peux habiter en France pendant tout le temps parce que c'est vraiment ennuyeux. Les Français, plus que les problèmes avec les gens français, et ils détestent les Américains, et les Français, on doit parler en français. Moi, je préfère de parler en anglais. Wow. Ou allemand. Yeah, no. Yeah, so living in France, I get it. And then he and his wife have separated and getting divorced. And she wants to live in Cape Town. And that's where he wants to be. Fickle man, Dean. Rubbish, this model lives in Cape Town. Huh? His model, what? His girlfriend? Sia shouldn't have screwed around and messed up his marriage. Well, Charles, his infidelities, what do you expect? He's a celebrity. He's dipping his wick. He probably bought some of those trust condoms at a sponsor shop. He bought the sponsor shop. I feel like Charles Nelson Riley. He bought those condoms at a sponsor shop in Alexandria. All right. Sia won't get out of his contract. It's simple. Yeah, well, it's up to the Sharks. I couldn't give a damn where Sia goes, says Alan. Arctic says, incorrect, the GNU runs the country. Who are you saying incorrect to? Devette Martens, I'm still young and married twice. Ooh, so you had a practice wife. Frankly, I must ask the Colonel to marry my third if he was a commando dominant. Well, is she aboard my sea? Let's just settle this right now. If she's aboard my sea, I'll consider it. All right, Anna Marie now. Not good if you get... Not good to get if you're pregnant, so they must stay away from women who are. Yeah, okay. Story of South Africa, so close but always so far. Exactly. Oh, Leah has to go. Oh, sorry. My turn to visit my mom. Leah, how old's your mom? 90? Beth Frazier's in. Hey, Beth, how's it going? Sean Manage. And black market rubber. That's good. It's black market rubber. No need to push it hard. So that's right. I know it's push it. I just altered the lyrics to say whip it. And then I went to Devo because that's where it came from. I said dip it. So I went from push it to dip it to whip it. Whip it good. In Coffee Bay, Eastern Cape, I saw nurses serving condoms in the AIDS warning Stapleton, says Neville. Yeah, no surprise. You need condoms for protection of dodgy water supply. I'll tell you. I would not trust the government to give us condoms. They staple it to your door, but at our age, we don't need them. Poor guy testing condoms must be an extremely hard job. Yeah, he's a condom tester. Desmond Bofo. Susan Coster, welcome to you. And Awkwardland, the Bella Bill impacts all non-English speakers. Why aren't the Zulu outraged? Because they're just uninformed and ignorant. Thank you, Awkwardly, and it's what I said. You know, instead of fixing education over the past 30 years, the ANC has destroyed education. They've destroyed it. There's been 30 years to build primary and secondary schools in KZN where kids learn in Zulu, and to build them in the Free State where kids learn in Tswana and Sotho, and to build them in Mpumalanga and Gauteng and, all those provinces. And the Western Cape, we can speak Xhosa, and Eastern Cape. But they haven't done it. Why haven't they done it? Why are they wedded to English? English is my first tongue. It's a tongue imposed on my people. To be fair, some of my ancestors are my people, but the others are not. They're Scandinavian and Germanic. Anyway, so they imposed English. We accepted it. It's our language now. We adopted it. It became part of us. But that's not the case in South Africa. 6% of South Africans speak English as a first language. Yet the ANC is demonically wedded to it. Why? Because it suits their needs to oppress, to control. That's what it's all about, folks. It's about control, nothing else. The government intruding into your life. Last night I did a video about drones, which you think millions of people would watch that video. It's the most insightful, informative video about the subject of drones going on around the world right now. I'll state that emphatically. I haven't seen anyone else do a video of the quality that I did with the content that I did last night, but 600 views on YouTube. Go figure. Crap network. Anyway, but, anyway, got off track there. Actually learned to my heart that only just short of 3% extra income. Yeah, well, Mary, in America, 1% pays a quarter of the income tax. The top 5% pay 43% of all income tax, or the top 10%. Yeah, top 5% pay 43% of all income tax. So the top 5% of earners in this country pay $2.5 trillion in tax to the government, while the other 95% pay $2.5 trillion. And if you get to the top 25%, that's 95% of the taxes. So the bottom 3/4 of our population, who aren't living in poverty, many of them, we're talking about people who make $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year, are paying $0 in federal income tax. They carry none of the burden that the rest of us carry. It's not a fair system. You guys are taking a lesson from Pol Pot on re-education. Yep. Steenhuisen's a coward, he said, end of June, front post science bill. Exactly, Meerkat. We will see what the DA does. Let's do a DA watch. DA watch day 1. Will the DA leave the GNU? Nope. Make it 601 views in advance. Huh? What's that? Jonathan's coming with his anti-Jewish comments again. I can't read it because there's a poll thing here. Let me come over here. He says, we thank the Jewish community for putting the ANC in power. Actually, that's you can in part thank the Jewish community because, the Freedom Charter, which wasn't an ANC creation, was written largely by South African Jews. Yep, South African Jews have betrayed South Africa with the ANC. That's true, but not all Jews are responsible for that. That's true. Lesotho will ensure Afrikaans schools in Pretoria are targeted first. Yep, I agree. That's where we'll go. That'll be the battleground. The first battleground will be there. They'll try the Western Cape, but the Western Cape, they're pushing uphill. I mean, 2/3 of the people in Western Cape speak Afrikaans as a first language. Yep. So they're going to be pushing uphill there, but they will not be pushing uphill in Gauteng, where a smaller proportion, probably about 18% of the population speaks as a first language. They'll go after them. They'll target Pretoria, the heart of Afrikanerdom. That's where they'll go first. Yep. They'll go there first. We were on the plane home when the captain and told us to deplane and board another plane. Haven't heard your accent, but I immediately thought of you. What? Oh, Arctic. You're talking about Arctic. Okay, sorry. I thought that was to me. SARS is trying to squeeze me for tax, and I'm effectively retired. That sucks, Charles. Afrikaners who built the public schools will have to build new private schools. No, this affects private schools too, awkward, Leon. It affects private. It's not government schools. This is all education. This is the problem. This is overreach. This affects everyone. Oh, Arctic says you saw only 600 views from the drone video. Oh, okay, thank you, Arctic. Or Arc Precision. Arc Precision said 600 views. Yeah, I know. Thank you. Sorry, my apologies. Okay, I didn't understand where you're going from that. I said that a long time ago. Well, they must do the right thing today in 2024. The Freedom Charter is not inherently poor in itself. The issue is that it's not practiced as imposed. Well, there's nothing wrong with the Freedom Charter. I'm not diminishing. I think it's a great statement of how everybody should be treated fairly and equally. For the most part, there's a couple clauses in it that are they're a little too communist for me. But most of the Freedom Charter is perfectly fine. But the ANC has never followed the Freedom Charter. They also didn't write it. They claim it. You go to the Apartheid Museum in Soweto. Yeah, I don't want to hear it's not in Soweto. It's in Soweto. It's a gold reef city. It's right there. Soweto's right there. I mean, it's a hell of a lot closer to Soweto than Pennsylvania. A hell of a lot closer to Soweto than Pretoria, okay? Because we're going to get this whole thing. No, it's actually in this suburb. It's in that suburb. No, Chris, you know what you're talking about. When they advertised back in the day, they encouraged people to come to Gold Reef City in Soweto. That was their advertisement. Anyway, so you know, Aussie accent after whiskey. Lesufi had been gunning for Afrikaans high school since he lost a court case in Krugersdorp when he was dumb English kids in Afrikaans school. Yeah, he's going to go after him. Yeah, people have to homeschool, but Matthew, then they'll be prosecuted because the kids are not in school. You're missing the point. The legislation, which most people have ignored, including Solidarity and AfriForum, they've focused on the language. They're not focusing on the fact that the bill, which I've been reporting on since it was first drafted, criminalizes parents for not putting their kids in school. And it also controls homeschooling. This also controls homeschooling. It's not just private schools and public schools. It's homeschooling as well. Folks, you've got to learn about what this abomination is. There should have been a larger outcry. There should have been an uproar. There should have been people marching in the streets against this garbage. Not that that would change anything. Exactly my point, Chris. The same regards apartheid as it was originally written. It was meant to separate but equal. The last bit got lost in details. Correct. Arctic says, but yeah, Beth, it's called add 2 tons of fuel. Okay, you guys are talking about flying planes. Bloated government seeking relevance. Okay, 79 votes. And let's see. Let's see what people are saying about the DA. 19% of you think the DA will stand up to Ramaphosa. Well, man, I'll tell you what. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just entered the real estate business. I'd like to take you on a tour of beachfront property that I have available, located deep in the heart of the Karoo, South Africa, where you can hang out on the beach with all your friends, go surfing. Yes, in the Karoo. Come with me now and buy some land. Why not? You don't believe me? I mean, people believe the DA will stand up to the ANC in the Bela bill. It's not an attack on anyone. I'm just making light of it. Buy settings like I pretended before they banned those two. Yeah, exactly. We slot floppies. What's this? His Bela bill has bad. Yeah, it is bad news. It's very bad news. That's why I'm talking about. What are the people smoking? The delusional assembly will fold like a house of cards. The delusional assembly. That's two great uses of DA. Well done there, Charles Van Olsen. All right, let's get back to the news, folks. How y'all doing? It's Friday. It's Friday. Oh my goodness. Guess what I'm getting today, folks? Anyone want to guess what I'm going to have this afternoon? After my broadcast, I'm going to have something. I'm going to give myself a treat. Christmas is coming. I'm going to give myself a treat. Something I don't recall ever eating in December in my lifetime. Something I'm going to do. Anyone want to guess? Anyone want to guess? Feel free to take a guess. Well, the DA wants the Limpopo mayor axed over a claim that she offered an intern money to withdraw a rape case. Good Lord. There you go. Palabora Municipality Mayor Miriam Malachi, they want her removed. Wow. Where? From a salad bar? Ooh, that's fat shaming. You better stop that. The DA in Limpopo's Palabora Municipality is demanding the mayor's immediate removal over allegations that she attempted to obstruct justice. Wow. Lebo Rakokma, the DA caucus leader, said that Mayor Miriam Malachi had allegedly offered a rape victim who was an intern at the municipality when the incident took place money in exchange for dropping charges against the head of libraries, Steve Mokolokbuki, who has since taken his own life. If they do not remove her from the council, we will, because I sit on the ethics committee. What she did was unethical. I have already submitted a motion of no confidence with the speaker this week, and we hope that she will be removed by the end of January. The 29-year-old victim, a 29-year-old intern, whose name is known to News 24, said she joined the municipality as an intern in 2022. Oh, okay. It's a couple of years ago. When I arrived in the municipality in December 22, I arrived at the office of the accused. He was my boss. He said if I need a testimony of character reference, I should not be afraid to contact him. Yeah. Then on July 30th, she called him reminding him of a request. He told her he'd happened to be in her area, and it was on that day that he allegedly made sexual advances before raping her in his car in the bushes. In the incident, she called a male friend who she'd been with earlier and told him what had happened. The two told her parents, and the case was subsequently opened. They tried to make her backtrack on her statements. So the African National Congress, this is the face of anti-gender-based violence. ANC politicians who try to bribe rape victims to not file charges against politically connected. This is morally bankrupt. Morally bankrupt. Kurtz Verhoeven's here. Welcome to you. She'll starve if she doesn't get her taxpayer-funded salary. Yes. The face of the anti-gender-based violence campaign. Right there. The Pollsmoor mayor, Miriam Malachi, apparently, according to news reports and witness statements, tries to bribe rape victims to not press charges against her connected political friends. Wow. 7 confirmed cases of diphtheria, another preventable disease. This went to Pollsmoor prison. 44 inmates have been isolated. Good Lord. Department of Correctional Services confirmed that 7 inmates have tested positive for diphtheria at the Pollsmoor Correctional Center in the Western Cape. They've implemented robust prevention and control measures to curb potential spread of disease following 7 laboratory-confirmed tests. Why weren't there robust prevention measures in place before diphtheria made an appearance in the Pollsmoor prison? Why aren't people immunized against diphtheria? It's another preventable. How do you take people into a prison, not review the medical records, and start jabbing them for everything under the sun if they've not been vaccinated? What a moronic system. Somebody please get me the Minister for Correctional Services, Dr. Peter Groenewald, on the phone. Please. Yeah, I'd like to talk to Pete now. Now. He inherited this mess. He can clean it up. They'll get back with me. I don't think they will. I asked for an interview with Minister Groenewald, whom I've interviewed dozens of times, literally, and met in person, had coffee with, had lunch with. Fantastic human being. But since he's become a minister, crickets. I went through his party, and they referred me to the ministry, and they just blew me off. They blew me off. The ANC government is corrupt, and their apparatchiks are corrupt. They don't want people talking to the press. Light Rain says, Chris Diplomatic pretends he doesn't know the slotting of the floppy is very professional. I don't know what you're talking about. Colonel will be having Beyond Beef burgers. Not going to happen. Well, Alan Windy is making a storm. No pun intended. Alan Windy pens an op-ed in the Times. Yeah, talking about the fragility of democracy. This is funny coming from an autocrat. Yes. In 2024, South Africans joined more than 70 countries, more than 2 billion people, and half the world's voting population to make their mark at the ballot box. The overwhelming trend has been incumbent governments removed by discontented populations. Here in the Western Cape, we buck the global trend and maintain our majority. Yeah, thanks to colored people. This endorsement is one I do not take lightly. Oh, of course you do. You ignore the public. It pushes me to double down, even do more for our commitment to drive economic growth that stimulates more jobs and builds dignified and safer communities. Let's just be honest, folks. It's time to be honest about what's going on in the Western Cape. The reason the Western Cape's economy isn't collapsing, the reason it's growing modestly, is because of the semigration of the wealthy, the connected, the rich, the businesses, the opportunity, all fleeing from Gauteng and going to Cape Town. That's the truth. It's not because of foreign direct investment. It's not because the economy's flourishing. The economy would likely be stagnating without the influx of people coming in, bringing fresh piles of money into the Western Cape, buying houses, getting places in new developments, buying apartments, shopping, keeping the economy humming. It is the influx of the semigration. Not a single analyst has ever identified this is a major reason why the Western Cape economy is doing well. Except me. Most people are complacent. The Borga headline a few weeks ago, grade 5s performed the weakest in the entire South Africa. Not surprised. After 94, they were recommending mad dumbies for yikes. We're having a whooping cough epidemic. Yeah, no, whooping cough has made a comeback in the United States too. Yep. And the problem is it had been gone for so long that most doctors had no idea what it was. I know someone that had whooping cough for several years because they were misdiagnosed. It's crazy. Useless info today. Scotland, Canada, Japan, whiskey, while the U.S. and Ireland make... Huh? That's not a fact. I've been to the world's northernmost distillery. It's the Highland Park Distillery located in the Orkney Islands. And unfortunately, it was closed the day I was there because it was December and they were shut down for the season. I didn't get to get the tour. I was so bummed out. Juju says the economic freedom fighters are committed to authentic black unity. He just admits freely he's all about black supremacy. Right there. He just says it freely. Happy to tell people he's all about black supremacy. Yep. The Third National People's Assembly, which happened a week ago, is still getting all kinds of attention. Boy, there's free press from the toilet paper of record. It marked a pivotal moment for the economic freedom fighters, offering an opportunity to reflect on the state of our movement amid the growing trend of pseudo-black unity in our country. In this critical juncture of our struggle, we are compelled to interrogate what defines true black progressive forces and the implications of this unity in our society. Listen, you little 13-year-old twerp who didn't grow up in apartheid. It was over by the time, your testicles dropped. Stop acting like you know what you're talking about, and stop being a black supremacist. Stop this nonsense. South Africa is a multicultural kaleidoscope of differing peoples, personalities, faiths, skin tones, and pigmentations. Stop your racist garbage, Julius Malema. This is an op-ed in the paper. So Alan Windy gets an op-ed. Juju gets an op-ed. I bet you if I pen an op-ed, I won't get one. Well, the Inkatha Freedom Party has recalled its mayor in the Amajuba district. Yep, they've recalled their mayor. With no explanation. The Inkatha Freedom Party's National Executive Committee has recalled its Amajuba district municipality mayor, Prince Ndabakuko Zulu, in Newcastle. They said the decision came after deliberations, but did not tell us the reasons. Accordingly, Prince Ndabuku Zulu has tendered his resignation. Decision has been taken in the collective interest of the Amabuju district, said the Inkatha Freedom Party spokesperson Mukuleku Khlengwa. The party extended its gratitude to Zulu for his dedicated service and leadership during his tenure. Wow. Why did he leave? He didn't leave voluntarily. They recalled him, so he must have done something to bring disfavor on the party. We will see. City Power says that it suspended load reduction. Wait. Load reduction? What is load reduction? Load reduction. Oh, isn't that load shedding? We just call it something else. They pretend that they haven't had load shedding for months, but in fact, they've had load shedding all over South Africa. City Power has temporarily suspended load reduction from Friday until the end of January. The decision comes as a result of a significant drop in electricity demand observed during the festive season. So what happens when the electricity demand picks back up in January and people go back to work and factories start working again, you morons? Morons! Neighboring Botswana has secured a deal, ladies and gentlemen, to finance 60 megawatts of solar power. Woo! The sun-drenched Kalahari nation of Botswana, the home of the Setswana people. Yep. Norway's Scatec ASA has reached a financial deal close on a 60-megawatt solar plant in Botswana. It will be developed as a section of a broader 120-megawatt complex in the central Kalahari. Norwegian renewables developer Scatec has reached financial close for the second 60-megawatt plant in Botswana. Yep, financing for the project will be provided by the First National Bank of Botswana through its Rand Merchant Division and the World Bank's International Finance Corp. The project will be located near Mnamnire, 400 kilometers northeast of the capital, Haburni. Well, that's not the central Kalahari. Northeast, that sounds like the Thule block. It will produce enough power to serve approximately 20,000 households per year. Well, there you go. More solar power. Zimbabwe has launched a new land policy to grant land tenure to farmers after abrogating land tenure and stealing land tenure from people who bought their land decades ago in its racist policy to destroy the farming sector in Zimbabwe. First time we talked about cloud cuckoo land in quite a while. Zimbabwean President Emerson Mnangagwa, the near octogenarian lunatic, on Friday launched a new policy that will allow beneficiaries of land stolen from white people under contentious land reforms, land theft, to sell it and able to borrow from banks using as collateral. It marks a major shift in Zimbabwe land policy. Previously, the resettler farmers couldn't transfer ownership of land. However, ownership of land can only be transferred between indigenous Zimbabweans. Ladies and gentlemen, that is racist talk for black people. Indigenous. They're not indigenous. The Shona and the Bela are not indigenous to Zimbabwe. This is bullshit. They are not indigenous. They are usurpers. They are colonizers. They are colonial immigrants. They are settlers. The Shona and the Ndebele. The Ndebele come from South Africa, and the Shona came down the Great Rift Valley, displacing the Khoi and San. You don't believe me? Look at the rock paintings by the San people in the Limpopo Mountains, in southwestern Zimbabwe. Look in the northeastern part, in Mashona land. You'll find rock paintings from the Khoi and San thousands of years ago. Yep. Tens of thousands of black people took over white. Look, this is racist. I'm going to show you this racist garbage. I'm going to tell you what. Whoa. I just lost my, I lost all my news. What happened there? Oh my goodness. I lost all my news. That's just crazy. How am I going to do this now? Open, damn it. Where are... Oh, man. History, that's what I want. There we go. All right, there we go. So, let me try to get these back. History. No, it's not there. Oh, there we go. I think I can rebuild this. It's going to be not so easy. Hang on a second. Give me a second. Sorry about this, folks. The whole thing just closed. That's never happened before. Just poof, went down. Went down just like that. Okay. I think I might be able to pull this off. At least some of the news. Jeez, my cricket. This is very disappointing. All right. There. Well, okay. It's working, but it's a long path to get back to where I just was. Wow. But Zimbabwe now wants to give land back. I mean, come on. Seriously? Seriously? You people are clowns. I think I might miss a few of the stories here that I've put together this morning. This is a lot of work this morning. Now I got to rebuild it here. There, it looks like I'm making progress here. Boy, I have a lot of news stories I hadn't got to yet. Wow. Okay, come on. Here we go. So, okay. I can find them just slightly out of order because they don't put them in the order I had them. So I'm going to have to reorder my news because I found stories in a different order than I'm actually bringing them up. So history, yeah. But at least I can get this back. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, see, these are out of order, so I'm going to have to fix this. But give me a... Anyway, how are we doing on the poll? 80% think that they're going to fold like a cheap suit. Well, I think so too. History. Okay. Manage history. Can I go further? There we go. Got that one. That's the one I want. Open in new tab. Okay. Yeah, I can do this. Wow, this is... I got to do this. Now I got an extra step. Today. I want today. What today? Where's this at? I got to do more steps here now. Okay. Yep, we're getting there. Are you people staying with me or are people disappearing here? People aren't disappearing. Please stick with me here. I'm really making a good effort to bring all this stuff back. I have a lot more here than I realized. Oh, I know. Maybe I can do this. And, okay. Oh, okay, that'll work. I can do all of them at once. Just got to find the right ones. Okay, there we go. I don't need that one. Okay. All right, open a new tabs. All right. I think it's going to work. Just got to reorder everything now. Okay, get rid of that. Wow, there's a way to do this. You just got to be patient. All right, now I'm back with most of what I need here. Let me see. Got to get them in the order now. Okay, that comes over all the way over here. That comes over here. After Africa, that is France. That is Canada. That goes away. That goes over here. That goes over here. This comes back over here. So I'm missing a couple stories here, but looking pretty good. Okay. Missing a couple stories, but we got most of it. Well, that one comes all the way over here. Another Europe one that I missed. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right, I got it. Who's still with me? We're down to 78. Wow. 90 votes. Let's end the poll. So some of you stay with me, but not everybody. Well, thanks to those who stayed around. Really appreciate it while I reconstructed my news. All right, so why is that not closing? That should have closed. And it is done. There we go. Oh, my chat is just a little bit behind. That's the problem because I was frozen up here. All right, so, Control Shift plus T to open all tabs from a session. Really? Okay, let me write that down. I didn't know that. That works in Firefox. Control CTR plus Shift plus T. Okay. Yeah, you're right. It should work. It's built on the same underlying engine. So, all right, cool. History always helps. It was easy, but not as easy as it could have been. All right, what did I miss? Elephants stomped in your solar panels. Yeah, that's what I was, Beth. They stomped on my solar panels. No, I hit the X by mistake, and it doesn't ask you sure when to close it. I was rushing. My drain water is better than J&B. Oh, good God. Flat Earth sent to Antarctica for free admits the Earth is round due to the 24-hour sun. Okay. Ireland would have a space program if they hadn't invented whiskey. Possibly. All right, 100% agree. The great 30% ANC legacy for you. Our whiskey is 43% and theirs is only 40%. It costs more than here. What are your feelings on Gabon? Mary, Gabon is a family-run autocracy that's been around forever, and I didn't see anything new in the news about Gabon this week, so I'll go take a look at that. So I'll have to give my thoughts on that afterwards. It's a country that has great natural resources, and unfortunately it's being deforested at a rapid rate, and the people of Gabon do not benefit from the oil that has been extracted there. So, yeah, I think Gabon is a country that needs a proper ruler like, I don't know, somebody that's actually, capable of running a country and being honest, someone like... That's my thoughts. Jameson. Oh, okay. All right, whiskey tamed the world. No, it was rum. I'm not sure. How well will it work when lions and elephants start playing with the solar panels? Get leopards out there. That's right. The Ndebele and the Shona are legal immigrants to Zimbabwe, and that's what I was talking about, Zimbabwe. That's the one I want. Can I get that story back? Hang on a second. History. Somehow I lost that one. Washington Times. Can I search my history? See if I can do that. There it is. There it is. Got it. Open a new tab. Got it. Okay, I found the Zimbabwe story. That's where I was at when everything got closed down by my mistake. All right, let's get back to that story. I found it again. Thank you for the history there. All right, so now they want to give land ownership to black folks. But this is what I was trying to do. I was trying to zoom this up. I hit the wrong button. So this is what irritated me. So here we go. Let me find this. Come on. I got to zoom it down a little bit. I want to show you what irritates me. This is racist. So where's it at here? Yeah. So black is an adjective. It's not a proper noun. Black people. People is the noun. And so black people is not is capitalized. That is racist. It's wrong. White-owned farms is correct. That is an adjective. White-owned farms. It's the farm. It's a noun. But here, black farmers is capitalized. Again, that is racist. That is factually wrong. Here, white people is not capitalized. If you're going to capitalize black farmers, then you have to capitalize white people. Both would be incorrect. But of course, 4,500 white farmers. This is meant to diminish white people. It's a black supremacy narrative that is pushed by woke tards the world over. And it needs to stop. Stop abusing the English language. Yep. I've seen students penalized for not capitalizing black when describing people who have dark skin pigmentation. It's wrong. Arc Precision watched the drone video. Thank you for that. Mechanics also blame their tools. Okay, Neville. It was my fault. We can talk amongst ourselves as light rain. That's good. Much of the land in Zimbabwe is bought after the election of Mugabe. Mary Duplessis. In fact, I've covered this story ad nauseum endlessly inside the Intelligence Committee and as a private citizen and here on this program and on my previous channel. I have told people that 43% of all farmland, is it 43% of all farmland was sold at least one time since Mugabe came in power in 1980. That was between 1980 and 2000. I don't know what's happened since then because we have no accurate information. But the Commercial Farmers Union in Zimbabwe kept track of land sales, and the government did too, and they kept this because this is before it became race-focused. 43% of all commercial farmland, land designated by the government of Zimbabwe as commercial farmland themselves, so it's not like the farmers claimed it was farmland or claimed it wasn't farmland. The government said this is farmland, commercial farmland. 43% of all that land changed hands at least once. Some of it changed hands 2, 3, 4, 5 times. It was all available for sale on a willing buyer, willing seller basis. The government of the United Kingdom, under the Lancaster House Agreement 1979, agreed to provide funding to purchase farms on a willing buyer, willing seller basis so that land wouldn't be stolen from the commercial farmers. 350 of whom were black, by the way. They weren't all white. 4,300 were white. 350 were black. And also these farms also owned by corporations in South Africa, among other things. So 43% of all farmland. Approximately 39 or 40% of the farmers who were farming in Zimbabwe became commercial farmers in Zimbabwe after Mugabe and ZANU-PF took over the country under majority rule because the government had to approve all sales of land. You couldn't buy land without the government approval. The government had to have first right of refusal. The government of Zimbabwe had first right of refusal on all that land. If they cared about war veterans, if they cared about poor Zimbabweans, the government of Zimbabwe could have purchased 43% of all commercial farmland. It could have all been owned by black Zimbabweans. All of it. All of it. So nearly half the land could have belonged. And right now in South Africa today, I can go to countless real estate sites, estate agents, and find you one farm after another farm after another farm after another available for purchase today in South Africa. But no, we're going to steal it from people. People who legally obtained the farms, people who legally bought the farms, people who have farmed the land for 3, 4, 5, 6, nay, 10 generations. Purchased the land. Didn't steal it in conflict. But we're going to take it away from them. Why? Because they're white. That's racist. That's racist. And it's time for people of insufficient pigmentation to start standing up with a pair of testicles and be men and women for themselves. In Ireland, in the United Kingdom, in the United States, in Canada, in Germany, and in South Africa. Enough of this garbage of oppression because of your skin pigmentation and the lies of the past. Oh, evil white people. Shove it. The evilness is coming from you all who are perpetrating this. And this message is not directed at black folks or brown folks. It's directed at the race hustlers who are white, black, and brown, but mostly white and black, the scumbags. And thank you for the subscription. The gentleman just subscribed. It was Klas Maluleke. Klas Maluleke. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate your patronage. Most roadies came to Natal. God bless them. Yes, a lot of them did. Much of the land in Zimbabwe is bought after election. That's true, Mary. So I've just diverted into that story, which I've told a million times. Beth is out going to make Christmas ornaments. Well, I don't need to know you're in your pajamas, but thank you for sharing. All right, that was when I stopped doing the news for a few minutes. Sounds as though Chris is having problems with his magic machine. Yep. No, there's no problems with the machine. It was me. I was having a problem yesterday because this version of Windows, at some point, it stops recognizing the images when you do thumbnails and you look in files, and it also has a hard time indexing. That was causing me problems yesterday when I was trying to access photos and things, so I had to reboot my machine this morning. It hadn't been rebooted in probably a couple weeks. Gabon is a crap hole. I lived there for 3 years. Beautiful place, and Sao Tome is one of my favorite islands, but I ain't going back. Yes, Arctic, I agree. It's terrible. Oh, Chris, did you read John's article on the DA's site about Bela? He basically said they won't do anything to oppose it. I did not see that, awkward Leon. Told you history always helps. No, that was easy. They want cash, yep. Chris, if you go to a farmland for sale in South Africa, is now 19,000. Exactly. Come on, right? Exactly. Ireland is gone. Yeah, Ireland is gone, Arctic. It's absolutely gone. It is now overrun by criminal alien invaders who the Irish government caters to at the expense of Irish. Yep. They want something for nothing. Yep. Let me just, I'm not going to look up the farmland, but I know that's the case. So let's go on with the news. We've got some more news to talk about here, even though we've got some people who left us, probably for the Ronaldo Meister, who's over there broadcasting right now, I believe. So, Mauritius' new government rejects the Diego Garcia deal. Oh, really? Wow, we got a new prime minister there, and he rejects it. You know what? Then screw you. The Brits can keep Diego Garcia. The UK government's chief negotiator, Jonathan Powell, made an emergency trip to Mauritius last week in an attempt to salvage the draft deal to surrender sovereignty of the Chagos Islands to Mauritius. I'm sorry. Why is the United Kingdom making an emergency trip to Mauritius to give away land? If Mauritius wants the land, if they want a better deal, how about they make an emergency trip to the UK? Do you see how backward this is? How kowtowing this is? How cowardly this is by people who lack sufficient skin pigmentation? Kowtowing to the demands of nobodies? Little pissant countries? No wonder the United Kingdom is gone. You are the United Kingdom. Look at America. Trump. Get your crap together or you're getting tariffs. Get your crap together or we won't give you money. Now that's a real man. That's a real leader. The UK's Keir Starmer sends Jerome Powell, or Jonathan Powell. Oh, Jerome Powell's U.S. Treasury guy, this Federal Reserve. He sends Jonathan Powell to rush to Mauritius. Oh, please accept the deal. We're giving you all these islands. Please take it away. Oh, you want money? We'll give you money to take it. Good God. The deal may be dead. Well, good. Liberia's parliament building is torched. What happened? Liberia's parliament building catches fire as anti-government protests enter a second day. The parliament building in Liberia caught fire on Wednesday, and the country's president condemned the wanton destruction, even as no link was immediately confirmed to anti-government protests in the capital. The parliament building in Liberia caught fire. The protest in the West African nation began with anger Tuesday over the decision to remove the parliamentary speaker in an opposition party who faces accusations of corruption. The demonstrators also called for President Boakai to step down. Unbelievable. Liberia's law provides the speaker can be removed by 2/3 majority of the House. Without it, Parliament has been deadlocked and Liberia's government has not been able to pass an annual budget. Well, Liberia's government is a joke. Sorry, I live there. I can say that. Well, a crowd crushes 35 children. Wow. kills them at a fun fair. Well, that wasn't much of a fun fair in Nigeria. At least 35 children were killed and 6 others critically injured in a crowd rush at a fun fair in southwest Nigeria. 8 people have been arrested for their alleged involvement in the incident at the Islamic school in the city of Ibadan. This is a story I reported on earlier in the week. This is a follow-up on it. 35 children crushed. Well, Malaysia has agreed to reopen and search for the MH370 a decade after the flight just disappeared. The new search from Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, which disappeared from flight radar in March of 2014, would be carried out by robotics company Ocean Infinity. The Malaysian government has agreed to accept a proposal to launch a new search for the flight. Wow. One of the biggest aviation mysteries in all time, right up there with whatever happened to Amelia Earhart. The 18-month search will be conducted by Ocean Infinity, an ocean robotics company, in a new area estimated at 15,000 square kilometers in the southern Indian Ocean. Wow. Wow. They will conduct a new search under a no-fine, no-fee policy. The government would pay Ocean Infinity $70 million if it manages to find the wreckage. Otherwise, they pay them nothing. For those who don't recall, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 suddenly dropped from radar while heading from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing in the early hours of March 8, 2014. The plane's sudden disappearance prompted a massive international search spanning 46,300 square miles that involved more than 30 countries and 140 ships, and spurred a number of wild conspiracy theories that continue to percolate to this day. Parts of the ship have actually turned up in Africa, on the coast of Africa. But we've never solved this mystery. Debris believed by experts to be from the plane was washed ashore in the Indian Ocean islands of Reunion and Mauritius, as well as the African nations of South Africa, Tanzania, and Mozambique. Well, Trump is threatening Europe with tariffs as well. Well, the governments are collapsing in France and Germany, and the UK is soon to collapse too. And they're probably going to have to address concerns that Trump raises. The incoming president promised tariffs all the way unless Europe bought more U.S. oil and gas. European officials have no clear strategy for avoiding a trade war. Yeah, because their governments are collapsing. They're busy trying to stay in power. They have no time to deal with Trump. It's going to cost them dearly. Well, Hungary has started a row with Poland by granting asylum to a former minister. Poland has accused Hungary of acting in a hostile manner by granting political asylum to a former Polish deputy justice minister accused of defrauding the state. Marcin Romanowski, 48, is facing 11 charges in Poland, including defrauding or attempting to defraud $40 million from a justice fund meant to help victims of crime when he served as deputy justice minister. We consider the decision of Viktor Orban's government to grant political asylum to Mr. Romanowski, a suspect in criminal offenses and wanted under European arrest warrant, to be an act hostile to the Republic of Poland and the principles of the European Union, said the Polish foreign minister. Tomorrow we will announce our decisions. So Poland wants to undermine the concept of political asylum. Okay. We'll see how that goes. Romanian court, speaking of Eastern Europe, Romanian court has blocked Andrew Tate's case from going to trial. Wow. An indictment against Mr. Tate, the online influencer facing accusations of human trafficking and sexual misconduct, was sent back to prosecutors. The Bucharest Court of Appeal found that the indictment did not meet the requirements for a case to move to trial. It was another setback for the prosecutors, who had reworked the indictment after the court last month said there were issues over evidence and how the case was handled. Looks like Andrew Tate might be getting off on that charge. Elon Musk has shocked the U.S. political scene. Is the United Kingdom next, says the Wall Street Journal. His bromance with pro-Trump politician Nigel Farage is causing a stir amongst the cowards in Britain. Elon Musk has already helped propel Trump into the White House. Now he might have his sights set on 10 Downing Street. There's growing alarm among Britain's political establishment that Musk, who's been sharply critical of Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who hasn't been sharply critical of that leftist scumbag, may radically alter UK's electoral landscape by donating millions of dollars to Reform UK, the upstart populist party. Well, good luck with that. More power to Nigel Farage. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, in Mayotte, the French president goes there, very unpopular in France, Emmanuel Macron, so he goes to Mayotte, where he's also turns out unpopular. Imagine that. If this wasn't France, you'd be 10,000 times more in the mad. In the mad, Macron hits out at Mayotte residents. French Overseas Department is reeling after a devastating cyclone, and residents' anger boiled over during a visit from the French president. He made the journey to assess the extent of damage and offer support to people of the Indian Ocean archipelago. However, amid tense scenes, Macron was heckled on Thursday night by local people who were furious at France's response to the disaster. Chants of resign swirled while others booed and demanded more assistance. Don't pit people against each other, the French president said. If you pit people against each other, we're screwed. Because you're happy to be in France, because if this wasn't France, you'd be 10,000 times in the mad. In the mad. Which other territory in this region delivers water supplies and nurses as we do? Nobody. Only the French do this. You silly Englishman. Your mother smelled of elderberries and your father was a hamster. Or your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of elderberries. I can't remember. You silly Englishman. I fought in your general direction. You silly Englishman. Speaking of French names, the French conservative, the French-speaking conservative, au Canada, Pollsmoor, Mr. Pollsmoor, has said that Trump's 51st state comments are not helpful. Fix the border. Réparons la frontière. Conservative Party leader Pierre Poilievre says a Canadian Prime Minister should tell U.S. President-elect Donald Trump that Canada will never be the 51st state. Trump's persistent jabs at Canada and Prime Minister Trudeau indicate the incoming president is seeking to capitalize on what he perceives as the vulnerabilities of the Liberal government. That's why we need a strong, smart Prime Minister who has the brains and backbone to first and foremost say to President Trump, we will be an independent, proud, sovereign country as we always have been. No. You are a colony of the United Kingdom. You are still part of the domain of the British sovereign. You're not an independent sovereign nation. You are part of the British Empire. You haven't figured that part out yet. Oh, sorry, Mr. Conservative Leader. You are, in effect, the 51st state of America. Or 52nd after Puerto Rico. Take your pick. Anyway, yeah. French Canadians not happy about that, and Canadians in general not happy. Well, to avert a government shutdown, the Republicans are scrambling in Congress after rejecting Donald Trump's priorities. The President-elect wants an increase or suspension of the nation's borrowing limit as part of any deal to keep the government open, but conservatives have long pledged not to make any such moves without spending cuts. House Republicans grasping to avoid a government shutdown at midnight are discussing a plan that would keep federal funding flowing through mid-March to provide disaster relief money and assistance for farmers while jettisoning President Donald Trump's demand to raise the debt ceiling. Of course, the plan they're proposing is $30 billion in subsidies to the farming sector. It's also a whole bunch of other garbage and gobbledygook and nonsense that should never see the light of day. Well, co-president Elon Musk, the left is losing their mind. They've all got their talking points. Co-president Elon Musk, the man leading America, Elon Musk, his unparalleled access to power. Elon Musk. Elon Musk is in the heads of the political leftists, folks. He is in the heads of the political leftists. Yep, the unelected tech billionaire's outsized role in sending the federal government careening toward a potential shutdown alarmed Democrats, academics, and watchdog groups, says the Washington Post. Oh, doesn't alarm me at all. Joe Biden didn't run this country. Barack Obama did. That alarmed me. Susan Rice and Barack Obama ran this country, not Joe Biden. Joe Biden ran this country, an unelected person who's not even a successful person. Dr. Jill Biden, doctor of educational services, not an actual doctor. Yes, but the media misled everybody claiming she was like a medical doctor. They actually wrote that in some of the reports, medical doctor. She's not a medical doctor. She is a doctorate, making her a doctor of education. Something that's screwed up in America. Yeah, Elon Musk doesn't have outsized power, any different than people previously influenced the administration. So grow up and stop whining. But you know, while they whine about Elon Musk, they aren't whining about Vivek Ramaswamy or Donald Trump. So it's fine with me. Musk has got a thick skin. He can handle it. Joe Biden's corrupt regime is once again violating the law and trying to skirt the Supreme Court, canceling $4.2 billion of debt owed to you and me. The federal government approved $16.2 billion in relief for 572,000 borrowers with a total and permanent disability. So that is over $20 billion of our money given away by this scumbag, communist grifter right there, Joe dipshit Biden. President Biden announced on December 20th the federal government has canceled an additional $4.28 billion in student debt for 55 public service workers across the country. In a statement, he said teachers, nurses, service members, and law enforcement officials are among the public service workers who will benefit from the latest debt cancellation. Well, that's bullshit. Military already has debt cancellation. It's a condition of enlistment. So I want my money back for paying my student loan because I served in the Army and paid it back while I was in the Army. So I want my money back, Joe. I want my money, you scumbag. Well, a judge has invalidated part of Arizona's corrupt election. Yep, says Secretary of State overstepped authority. Republicans filed a lawsuit over Arizona's Secretary of State Adrian Fontes changes to the electoral election manual of 2023. The state may not enforce a now invalidated provision of the election manual, including one that would have allowed the Secretary of State to canvass election results even if a county had not certified its ballots. Maricopa County Superior Court Judge Scott Blaine ruled. Nothing in the statute permits the secretary to exclude a particular county's canvass and or by extension disenfranchise the entirety of the county's voters. The secretary does not have the authority to reach such drastic course of action into the governing statutes. Yep. The judge also blocked another provision regarding the effects of mistaken or incorrect information on petition circulators' requirements. Wow. The ruling was a result of a lawsuit filed by Arizona Senate President Warren Peterson and Speaker of the House Ben Toma in January for multiple provisions of the law. Republicans have welcomed the ruling. Wow. So there you go. Arizona, corrupt elections. Well, George Stephanopoulos, who slandered Donald Trump and has not been forced to pay any fines for it, but his network was forced to pay fines for calling repeatedly Donald Trump a rapist with no evidence. George Scumbag Stephanopoulos, the snarky little twerp from the Clinton administration, got a new contract with ABC. I guess ABC didn't get the message. The ABC News host George Stephanopoulos received a new contract just after costing the network millions of dollars in a lawsuit with Trump. Network agreed last week to pay the clown $15 million to Trump. Another $1 million will go towards his legal fees. Yep. But now Stephanopoulos gets a new contract. This goofball, this empty vessel who's never said anything newsworthy in my entire life. And there you have it, folks. That's the news. We're down to 62 people from 100. Well, thank you for those who hung around and stayed to the end of the news. I appreciate that. Musk doesn't need confirmation by Senate. No, Musk doesn't need confirmation. He's not in a cabinet position or a confirmation position. Elon can write anything he wants on Twitter. If millions of Americans didn't agree with him, he would have no influence. Exactly. Exactly right. That's exactly. Alex Jones can say whatever Alex Jones wants on his network, InfoWars. And if people don't like it, they don't watch it. It's the free marketplace. I mean, look. Now, they have their own domain. And he has his own domain. I don't have my own domain. If I had my own domain and I ran it and nobody watched it, that's the free market. I don't say it's free market here because we know YouTube's heavy hand hiding content. So it's a little bit different. All right. So Joe got the highest public order from the German PM. Oh, really? I didn't see that. Well, the German government's disgusting. Benjamin Labasani says, have to adjust volume settings way too often during these podcasts or broadcasts. Try keeping it at the same level, please. Whoopi Goldberg said yesterday that Elon and JD are planning on killing Trump. She needs medical help. Devet says, God bless President Trump. Foreign Legion is a Mayotte. Yep. French emperor visits colony and doesn't understand why he's unpopular. Fletchton, that's good. All right, I've caught up. What have I missed? Is he Greek? Who is Greek? Who's Greek? 79 likes, that's all we got. Come on, we can do better than that. We can do better than 79 likes. Let me see if the Ronaldo Meister is on right now. It is Friday. I think he does broadcast today. Yeah, he does. He's on right now. Yep. Anyway, Brandon and Mommy ran back. What was that? That just disappeared. It disappeared. Your message disappeared, Mike. Yeah, Elon Musk does not need Senate confirmation. It's quite frankly. So, all right, Anna Marie's out of here. She caught the news. Thanks for being here. Lots of rugby. Well, not a lot, but some rugby. There's rugby today, but I'm not covering it. No one ever guessed at what I'm getting to eat. We started this to be in the broadcast. If you did, I missed it. Does anyone want to take a guess what I'm having today? I don't recall ever having this in December, but I'm having it. Neville's out of here. You got to sort your mom. People are going to leave. I know. I've been on for almost an hour and a half. We're going to wrap up here in a second. In fact, I'll wrap up now so people can take off. Thanks for being here, folks. Appreciate it. Yep, you got it. Crabs. That's right. Garrett, you're right. Louisiana crabs are flown up. I'll be getting some crabs, steamed crabs. I'm picking them up at 3 p.m., which would be 10 o'clock South Africa time. No, Anne-Marie, not awful. Yeah, Stormers versus Lions and Sharks versus Bulls tomorrow. On Sunday, I'll have Glasgow versus Edinburgh, so you can tune in for that if you want. Look at Ben's comments above, okay? Ben. Don't see. Oh, I have to adjust. Yeah, I saw that. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, Francois? What do you want me to do? I started speaking the same melodic drone voice, the same level since I saw his comment. So I read his comment. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I'm asking. What do you want me to do? I saw it, Francois. I can use a boring tone. I can sit here like this and be melodramatic. Or not melodramatic, but monotone. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, they'll probably have jet lag. They flew up. Francois giving me the tongue. He's giving me the tongue. Yeah, people love tongue. Ooh, people eat tongue in Africa. Ugh. They eat tail, too. I don't get it. People eat where it goes in and where it comes out. They love oxtail. They love tongue. Ugh. Don't eat tongue. Do you know what cows do with their tongue? You know what dogs do with their tongue? Ugh. People don't eat dog tongue, but they eat cow tongue. Nope, not my cup of tea. Goats, tongue, tail, no thank you. I'll pass. No, thank you. No, thank you. Maybe adjust your... Natala's lovely and breaks my heart to see her like this. Lost Paradise. Yeah, Devet Martens, I agree. It's a lovely location, so beautiful. The drive down from Gauteng gets lovely. Once you get to the Van Renen Pass, just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous from there down. Charles says oxtail's delicious if done. Well, a lot of people love it, Charles. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying I don't eat that stuff. It comes in this end. People eat the tongue. It comes out that end. Tongue with sweet mustard sauce. Ugh, meerkat. Tony grew up eating that stuff. Okay, look, everybody loves to eat. South Africans love tongue, man. Well, at least you don't let anything go to waste. Francois, your Afrikaans comment was blocked by YouTube. I've just released it. Daar gaan my sex kleren. Met jou kleren aan. Met jou kleren aan. Yes. I loved that song when it came out. That's been a while now. Quite a while now. I turned South Africans on that song. They didn't even know that song. Dad loved tongue and bloedworst. Ugh, I don't like bloedworst either. Ugh. Ugh, gosh. These are, I guess I'm just a picky eater, folks. But there's a lot of things I eat today I would never eat when I was a kid. Kid has been so screwed since '94. I remember coming over Van Riena's Pass, and you can see the change in vegetation. Yeah. No, it's like, boom. It's like the lights come on. It's really cool. And, of course, nothing against Gauteng, but when you come back from KZN and you get through Van Riena's Pass, you climb up, it's just all veldt. It's all flat and brown and boring and long trip all the way get up until you start seeing the coal plants. Yeah. White resort owner stabbed by black patrols in Orkney. I think I saw that story. Someone sent that to me in one of the groups. Kan ons een Afrikaanse livestream krijgen? Well, Awkward Leon, I can try, but my problem with Afrikaans is it's just too elementary for me to actually have to lead an Afrikaans stream on Christmas Day. I will probably be letting people call in on Christmas Day. I'll make the link available on Christmas Day, not beforehand. Maybe even Christmas Eve if people want to come in. You go through the Vrystaat, and then when you see the mines, you're in Gauteng. Yep. Lots of flatland for Juju. Well, that's for his flat brain. Snake and pop on a farm. Ugh, no thanks. No thanks. Yeah, well, the worst drive that not worst drive, one of the most boring drives is the drive, to and from Bloemfontein. Oh, dear God. Once you get past Vanderbilt Park, it's like snooze fest the rest of the way. No power, flurries. No flurries here yet. And let me see if my phone's working again here. It took forever to reboot it after T-Mobile updated the operating system. I got to take some stuff off this phone. It's getting a little sluggish. Let me see. Try to check my solar real quick while we're chatting here. I don't like this solar app. I'll tell you the one that Byron Shepherd has is so much nicer. 1.17 kilowatts. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't think I'm going to match last year. Last year in December I had 293 kilowatts, which is not much. I started off with over 100 in the first few days of this month, and now we're on the 20th of the month, and I have only 231 kilowatts. I mean, I had 4.34, 4.7, 14, 5, 9. It's terrible. So just 231. It is 29 degrees Fahrenheit outside. That's minus 3 degrees Celsius right now. And I'm going to go for a walk. After I hang up, I'm going to go for a walk before I get my crabs. Stretch my legs out. Yeah. And get a little exercise in because my hip isn't bothering me. All right, folks. Thank you all so much. We're just 5 days away from Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Went from minus 20 to plus 6 coming over from the Rockies. Well, that's a definite change there, Tony. Oh, by the way, before I go, I just got to talk about this again. Okay, this Gold Rush show. I'm now in season 4. These are the dumbest box of rocks ever assembled. This guy, Todd Hoffman, went to Guyana to mine gold. and he spent $300,000 on a trommel and had it shipped down there in the middle of nowhere. He got a lease on virgin land, and when they went through and they ran it through their wash plant, they found plastic bags and shoes. It was land had been mined years before. What a sucker! And then he thinks he's a diamond miner. It's just unbelievable. This guy. I think the only reason he's successful is because the show probably pays him a ton. Yes, Todd Hoffman is a complete moron. He's an arrogant asshat too. He's dishonest. He's manipulative, and he doesn't listen to anybody. And my goodness, I don't mean to fat shame the guy, but I mean he gets bigger by the hour every time I watch the show. My goodness, what is he doing? He's just so arrogant. He destroys equipment that's not even his. Wow, delusions of a miner. You're right, Charles. Yeah, I'm in season 4, and he's just such an ass. Now, I'm pulling for Parker. Parker Schnabel's the guy I pull for. I don't really like, and this is his last season on the show, I think. The next 10 years he's not on it. But, Dakota Fred. Dakota Fred does, I don't like him. His son's okay, but I don't like Dakota Fred at all. And this guy, Greg Remsburg, working for Parker Schnabel up there in the Klondike, he was with the other team first. I don't like him at all either. Yep. Yeah, Parker's pretty cool. I like him. Fred is arrogant. Yep. Look at this. All these guys watching Gold Rush, I'm just now getting into it. Parker's smart. Hey, look, if you look at the numbers, Parker is smart. I mean, he got like 7,700 ounces in one season. I don't know where he did that at. It was in the Klondike or whatever. But this guy Hoffman, man, he's just such an ass. And he's a horrible leader. And he puts people's lives at risk. I don't care. Get it done. We can't see. It's dark. We're going to drop this truck over a cliff. Just get it done. We need to get 1,000 ounces. 1,000 ounces. 1,000 ounces. Wow. Parker's got, I have no idea what that means. Is this some sort of phrase they're dropping a bucket? Yeah, but Parker Schnabel, and his granddad, what a cool dude. I mean, we don't know what his life was like. We know what he was on TV, but he lived to be 96. Now, Fred has passed away, and so has John Schnabel. Yeah. He does 7 seasons, Arctic. Hoffman does 7 seasons. That's too much. Been watching Gold Rush for years. I watch Alaska Gold Rush. I haven't watched any of them. I'm just into them now, just so it gives me a whole treasure trove of stuff to watch. So now I can share it with you guys. You can tell me your thoughts on it. But, I mean, these guys are unbelievably stupid. And the environmental damage that they do, just destroying the entire, and they don't restore it. They don't restore it. They ought to be forced to restore the lands. That was a problem we had in Ohio before my time. And when I grew up my childhood, when I moved to Ohio, in the all over in southeastern Ohio, the entire landscape was destroyed by strip mining. They strip mine coal because it was just below the surface. They come in, they tear up the surface, they strip it out, just like these guys doing with the gold mining and Gold Rush, and they just left it there. And they leached out, mercury and minerals into the water table, destroying it, killing fish, poisoning people's water, and just it looks like the surface of Mars in places, except it's black instead of red. So they finally passed legislation in the 70s and forcing mining companies to do reclamation of land, restore the land to the condition they found it. And it had a massive impact. There is a field that was on State Route 668 coming from Junction City, Ohio, down to where our farm was. We were 5 miles south of Junction. It's 4.9 miles from Junction City. And this farm along, I can't think of the name of the road right now, but anyway, right at an intersection, they stripped the entire thing for coal. And I remember they dug the topsoil off. The topsoil was only like, I don't know, that deep. And then there was coal right below it. And they just stripped all the coal out 1 year. And it didn't take long because it was not a particularly big field. They cleaned all the coal. And then they did reclamation. When I last traveled there a few years ago, past that farm, you would never know that it had ever been strip mined. Yeah, that's what they should do. That's what should happen with these Gold Rush. These scumbags take all this money and profit, and they don't restore the land. Shame on them. Tony Beats is huge Dutch ball. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tony Beats is huge. That guy gets tons of gold. Yep. Survivor Oaks, you probably believe Bear Grylls is genuine. Nope. I don't believe Bear Grylls, and I don't believe in Survivor. Show is staged. My boat still believes those outdoor survivors catch beavers. How old are you again? What show is staged? Gold Rush? Obviously it's staged. I mean, I knew it was staged from the first episode. We've got to get our equipment to the port. We only have a few hours, and then they blow a tire or they blow an axle, and they're all down the side of the road, and they get to the port just in time. That's all bullshit. The ferry waited on them. They were waiting on him. Just like, and it was so obvious in the fourth season when they go to Guyana and they go and purchase these motorcycles to get around the jungle because they're too fat and lazy to walk around the jungle. So they go and buy these things in Mahia or whatever the town is. They drive back, and then the father Jack, the annoying we got to go. That guy Jack, Jack Hoffman, the father. Very annoying, nasally voice. Jack wrecks a motorcycle, falls over in a mud pit, and so they're slow and like, oh, we're not going to make it. We're not going to make it. Oh, we have an hour left. And they pull up, and like, we just made it in time. And then the canoes that they're going to take as the ferry, the guys are sitting there just like, just hanging out. But we just made it. We just made it. What a crock. What a crock. Tony Beats. Yeah, Tony Beats, his hair is something that's got to be done with that, man. His hair is creepy. But in his weird accent, he reminds me of Mike Myers, man. Gold figure. What's that? Gold member. Austin Powers, gold member. That's who Tony Beats reminds me of, gold member from Austin Powers. Oh my goodness, it's too funny. It's too funny. I'd like to know how all these foreigners go to Canada and mine the gold. What happens? By the way, going to a country like Guyana, how many bribes were paid to get the stuff out of the port? How many bribes were paid to get on the land? I mean, none of this stuff is talking about. Yes, the show is staged. I know it's staged. Come on. Normally, if you cock up, there's no cameras. That's my point, but it's still entertaining. Let's enjoy the Logger Show. Can't remember it. I saw that one too. Jade Fever. I saw Jade Fever. That was pretty good. It was only on for a season or two, I think. It's never advertised as factual. It's entertainment. Still watch Parker and Dave. Turin, but that's spelled wrong. Yeah, Dave Turin's a pretty good guy. I like him. But he's a minor. He's a no-nonsense kind of guy. I like how he just left Guyana. So here's the beef I have. I know I said I was going to end this, but I got to go a little bit longer. So I actually fell asleep because I was tired last night watching it. But while I was sleeping, while you were sleeping, Sandra Bullock, while you were sleeping, while I was napping, Dave left Guyana. But before Dave left Guyana, Todd Hoffman says they've been down there for a few months. They've spent $500,000 bringing this equipment down there. They're in the middle of the jungle. There's no gold. Nothing is set up. All their equipment's broken. Who knows? They probably got malaria and dengue fever. They're not sharing that either. And what happens? Todd Hoffman and Jack go, all right, Dave, you're in charge. I need 20 ounces of gold. And Dave's looking like, huh? Yeah, we're going home. You're going home. You're going home for a week. They went home for 3 weeks in the middle of the mining season. These wusses. I remember the first season. Oh, my gosh. The first season was like, some sort of ridiculous adventure. They had to get the houses all set up there, up at Porcupine Creek in southeast Alaska, so the families could come up. So these people have no money. They're desperately suffering in a recession after the 2008 financial crisis. And what do? They go to Alaska. They spend all this money to mine gold, which they got 13 ounces the first year. I probably got more sitting in my freaking toilet than they got the first year. 13 ounces. And what do? They fly their families up. Now, this isn't like, flying from D.C. to Chicago on Southwest for $99 round trip. No. This is flying on small commuter planes that cost a fortune, flying them from Oregon to somewhere in Alaska, and then a small commuter plane out to where they're at in Haines, Alaska, and then driving up there. It's a fortune. But they bring their families up. They stay up there. The kids nearly die. I mean, these people are such morons. And then, we hear this. Oh, we miss our families. Grow up. Todd Beats is a man. Or not Todd Beats. Beats is a man. Parker's a man. Man up. Stop the whining. Oh, our families. Oh, my gosh. Good God. Yeah, Gold Rush and Stillfontaine. That'd be a great show. The Zama Zama reality show. That grapefruit-sized meteorite I found worth $2 million is still under a tree in the bush where I put it. Okay, Tony. Please tell me where that's at. Yeah. Hey, Robert Franklin Moore. How's it going there in Port Elizabeth? Yeah, the rum is almost gone, says Arctic. Go home for 3 weeks in a short mining. Exactly. What a bunch of wusses. I need to see my wife. I miss my children. Dude, if you miss your children, go work at Wendy's. Exactly. It's time to harvest the maize. You know what? We're going to go take a 3-week vacation to Disney World. Never been to Disney World, so we're going to go there. Great movie with Anthony Hopkins and the Tool up in Canada. I don't know what that's about, Garrett. Anyway, Sandra Bullock is German. She's half German. She speaks German very well. Her mother's German. She speaks German fluently. Yeah, Sandra Bullock. She's awesome. And very attractive. She's holding up well for her age, too. All right. Yeah, I never said it was factual. I know it's all made for TV BS, but it's so stupid. And poor Jack looking for that glory hole. We're going to find that glory hole. Dude, stop calling it a glory hole. It's not the right phrase. These people so ignorant of what that phrase means. Anyway, so Dakota Fred, kept digging and digging. My God, the hole that they dug with those excavators, it's like 120 feet deep. It's huge. And that creek is just on the other side. Imagine the pressure of that thing collapsing one day. Anyway, they finally gave up on the glory hole. Anyway. All right. I miss my kids, but I man up and bring home the bacon. Exactly. And the drovos. Be honest. You bring home the bacon, the whiskey, and the drovos. All right, folks. That's it. No more talk of glory holes on a Friday. Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. Happy birthday to anyone having a birthday in the coming days. We have some broadcasts coming up. And money shot. There you go. Call it the money shot. That also has the wrong connotation. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow on Rugby Ascended, hopefully. Enjoy yourselves. Have a safe evening. I'm going to pick up my crabs. They're Louisiana crabs, so they won't be as good, but we'll see how it goes. Going to have steamed crabs today. All righty, folks. Cheers, and thanks for being here. Peace out, as Ronaldo likes to say. Thank you all. Cheers. Be safe.